It says we better have them elected
we'll fight
so we can handle.
But this constitutes only of about 2 or 3 men. Valid, but that's a possibility. So I would ask General Young to pick enough people who...
You also have plainclothes men. Well, that's one of the possibilities. But...
Yung mga manggagawang inuutot ng mga kapitalista at ang mga magsasaka. Ibig sabihin na lang, ang kukunting may hawak ng pera. Ang kukunting may hawak ng...
Upang bagoy na gadang papasalalan, upang makapagbigay ng pantay-pantay na kalayan at pangangalaga sa lahat ng pangkat.
The Philippines faces grave economic problems. Its leading families are engaged in a bitter and divisive feud. Its students are unhappy. Its radical elements are threatening revolution. As in most democracies, many people hold power here, but only one man bears the ultimate responsibility. What you're about to see is the profile of a president in crisis. These Filipino Secret Service men are guarding one of the doors to the presidential guest house. Inside, President Marcos is meeting with his top security advisors. The setting now is Camp Aguinaldo, on the outskirts of Manila. The group has expanded to include the entire National Security Council. Some of the president's opponents charge that he will use any violence as an excuse to impose martial law. President Marcos has also been charged with being inaccessible to the press. For several days in a row, he becomes as available as a congressional candidate. Among the rumors floating around Manila is one which has the president sending his family overseas to safety. The First Lady is complaining of a sore throat and a low-grade fever. She's not yet sure whether she'll accompany the president to Congress, but she knows that if she doesn't go, no one will believe that she was really sick. In his private study, the president makes last-minute corrections on his State of the Nation speech. Outside Congress, the demonstrators, the police, the army are already in place. The First Lady has decided to go along. The president agrees to allow our cameraman inside his car, but his security advisors insist that he be out again by the time the presidential car reaches the palace gates. The area around Congress is an armed camp. The only demonstrators allowed within 500 yards are pro-Marcos. The president reaches Congress without incident. Throughout the president's speech, though, what has been called the People's Congress is in session. Thousands of left-wing Filipinos listen to their speakers condemn Marcos and American imperialism. The president and the People's Congress neither confront one another nor do they hear one another's speeches. The crisis is not over, but it's been temporarily met. This, too, is part of every presidency. Crises have no clear boundaries. They blend one into the next. This is Ted Koppel, ABC News, Manila. I spoke to President Marcos on his return to Malacanang Palace.
Mr. President, did you have any doubts at any time that things would go without incident as they did today?
Well, yes, of course. There were reports about the radicals forming human blockades on the driveway to Congress and on street corners. There were reports from within the radicals themselves that there were suggestions to start violence. But in fairness to the radicals, the extremists were voted down. I believe in now molding a truly Philippine liberal democracy. And this is why I'm holding out against all kinds of pressures from both the Riots and the radicals.
Their own rally, and they did not listen to you.
No, I've been talking to the radicals repeatedly. Last year I did. This year the leadership changed. And if you will remember, the president of, or rather the head of the Kabataan Makabayan, which is actually the front organization for these radicals, is or has been prosecuted in court for subversion. And this cut some of the communication lines and the channels of conversation. However, we have been in touch with them.
How can your programs, the programs that you spoke about so eloquently today, how can they be put into effect, though, when you're beleaguered on all sides? You have enemies among the very rich and the very powerful. You have enemies among the very poor and the disenchanted. Where is your power block? Where are you going to put all of these things into action?
Actually, what you refer to as opposition to my program is the opposition of a few, harassment. From my point of view, it is similar to the movement of a column of troops towards an objective. We are harassed on the flanks, we are harassed perhaps in the rear, but this does not stop the movement of the entire column. Same thing is true with the nation. There are many elements in our society today who would like us to adopt their own program. The communists, for instance, have approached me. They've asked me if I could adopt the communist program, and they would be on my side, but I cannot. I do not believe in violence, and I don't believe in the use of force in order to attain objectives. And there are several other fundamentals wherein I cannot agree with the communists. The socialists also seek the same thing. There are many socialist tenets in which I believe in, but I don't believe in. Because the really poor, the people who want a fair shake, as you Americans put it, and who want an equal opportunity in a free society, believe in this program that I have instituted. So much so that all the leaders of labor signed the manifesto to support this.
So you think you can get your programs across?
Oh
in
yes,
short?
and what is the power block? The people itself, the people themselves. They are going to support this program. Yes, you can see from the reaction. Then the intellectuals believe in this program. Even the moneyed class, the affluent, believe that they've got to reshape society or help reshape it anyway.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you.
The Philippines faces grave economic problems. Its leading families are engaged in a bitter and divisive feud. Its students are unhappy. Its radical elements are threatening revolution. As in most democracies, many people hold power here, but only one man bears the ultimate responsibility. What you're about to see is the profile of a president in crisis. This is the voiceover narration, take one. These Filipino Secret Service men are guarding one of the doors to the presidential guest house. Inside, President Marcos is meeting with his top security advisors. The man in civilian clothes is the Filipino Secretary of State. Retake, take two.
Ang matagumpay. Hindi po tayo yung mga walang... Siya po ang tagapangulo ng Student Alliance for National Development. Kasama... Subalit! Paano? Mga kaibigan, mga kasamang revolusyonaryo, mga kasama naming manggagawa, magpabukid, tsuper at iba pa. Yung ating mga tatay, ito po mga kabataan ito, nagbabayad ng buwis. Nagbabayad ng buwis ang ating mga tatay. At yung mga... Channel 5, dito Union, Napur. At ako'y hiyang-hiya sa aking sarili sapagkat sa loob ng 8 taon, akala ko'y tama ang ginagawa ko. Akala ko kung bakit tumataas ang piliin ay ang solusyon ay iboto liberal, iboto nationalista. Yung pala hindi, sapagkat itong mga ito ay pare-parehong pinipinansahan at kinakagalan sa